There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Foreign people who willing to sell. The blessing that time and the effort are rest. The brothers who giving us here and the promise of them. The welcome and life without fear.
A lyrical health.
Master.
Clear police who make on you. I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, Tina can ask my jamo. And you say no money, and more I you. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the thing, and I forget it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Foreign people who willing to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise from best. The world with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Backwater, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Indeed, Sktv, we are the best in Liberia. Sktv, we are the best in Africa. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Better stay. Those of you who outside of Liberia by this time, it's 3 minutes. It's 3 minutes past 6. That's the time check from what I see to broadcast right here in our coaching studio. For a matter of fact, today is Thursday, having to be the 16th of April. So that made the month of April is gradually winding down, moving with speed. You know, time wait for no man. That's why when you are given all of the opportunity to be alive, make good use of the time, make good use of the opportunity. That's why the politicians, let me tell some of you today, these politicians, you see them, they are making good use of the time, good use of the opportunity, because they believe that maybe some of the opportunity may not come their way anymore or anytime soon. So the best thing to do is to loot, because there are difference between stealing and looting. When you steal something, you can leave something there for other people. But when you loot, there's nothing there for anybody anymore. Only you alone. Now you see your one stomach or your belly. You can't easily sit down. You know. No way for you to even have a little breathing or maybe a little space for you to breathe. Your stomach is just all into the chair, you know. You're not able to even breathe. You're not able to walk. That's how when people are looting, you know, when people are greedy, nothing to think about but how to put their own citizens, to put their own people into urgent poverty and run to the white man land. Oh, God. Anyway, I have us try to show people. Yeah, good evening to you, our iron lady, Binta Bid. I don't know how the politics now, but I know some of you is sitting back and just realizing that I don't know where's the essence of if I even me doing politics. Because for all indications, politics that was something yesterday that people were freely doing. People were talking about yesterday, today, trying to, you know, we always used to have the kind of saying that you know, we give people opportunity. Sometimes they abuse the opportunity to do whatever thing they want to do. So help us, people. The show will be interesting. Steve Bode will be here with us today, Thursday. Mark will also join us. Brother Ali will be here with us. And if possible, Chairman Yato will also be here with us. And Mr. Tishu, quite recently, started, been active with us. And the refugee may also been. I'm trying to share the show around. Let me see quickly. The refugee man Ben will also be here with us. Aisha, Honorable Yaka Koruba is staying into the news as to whether it will be a spell or you already been a spell. Well, we're getting all kinds of news, confirmed news. The Supreme Court also placed state order and call for conference. And some of you out there, our Liberian people, the Supreme Court don't get nothing to do with it. These people, they had their own. Look, sometimes, I can be thinking, Father God, who bewitch us? Because we're not ready. Help us share the show. People, we are appealing to all of the Grace B. Stevens. No law in this country that above the Constitution of Liberia. Even to Truth FM where I work here, when Truth FM had their handbook here, and the handbook say maybe they have so many things that they put in place to guard the function of Truth FM. It doesn't mean that Truth FM is above the Constitution of Liberia. No. So let's go to Article 2. Some of you, I think the people are going to be teaching Constitution in the country because I see some of our, I don't know whether it's politics. I don't know whether the politics having people in this phone, man. Why really carrying us? But anyway, I'm sharing the show. I'm sharing the show, people. What I do, some of the things, people will join us very, very soon. But let me just start the ball rolling. Yes, indeed, Aisha. The country is getting interesting day by day. So many things happening, bread and butter issue, but I want them laid to rest. No here, no tea. Someone will say in the simplest form. Now already we're feeling we dash that one already. No hope. The bread and butter, the school, the way the people charge and all these things, the system, that one will finish with. We'll graduate from that one already now. We to work at a level. We to level what? Level 200 or level 300 or 400. You tell us because some of you who are watching and following this entire broadcast. I think like bro, now we already moved down to level 400 now. So we're feeling with all these things. No more. We don't get time. What a hospital in tight. What drugs there. What are people are taking treatment when anything happens. That one we're feeling with. That one we're feeling with. So let me read Article 2 quickly. I'll still join us already on this show. So quickly, those of you who are fighting each other out there, making noise, sorting one another, and all kinds of things.
You read Article, Chairman, yeah? You're not scared of it.
Sorry, Chairman. But what kind of badge you can bring here? Yeah, man.
You really article people resigning for CSC, you're not leaving? You don't see that?
Don't bring this. People are resigning. No, the politics, that's the beauty of politics. Thank God I said Binta is here.
They show too hard. They show too hard.
People will go, people will say, oh my,
you really CMC, they're dropping there.
I need Mr. Kane. Look, politics.
Folks, that's
they show anyway. Man. Chairman, what's up, my dear brother? I have a friend. I want because Chairman, the reason why I brought you about Article 2, there are a lot of us here who are even educated and non-educated people. We just miss everything. People don't even know their way out. So sometimes we just have to come up with some of the simplest, some of the common things so that our people can know. But go ahead. What's up? I have a friend.
My man, let me tell you something. I stay in a celebratory mood, even though you're cheap Barcelona in the Champions League. It's shameful and disgraceful. It's just making people to be skeptical about football now. Someone who play football, who watch a game. We're getting to the point where it will become useless. We'll not be watching the game because there is no seriousness in it. It looks like a setup, or it looks like people playing jokes or whatever. But we still got our head up in Barcelona. We got the La Liga insight, and the team is still a better and a stronger team. Imagine we haven't had the money to be able to spend like other clubs, but we're doing well. But folks, let's share the show. As always, the Liberian people are the most important people on earth. The Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. Let's share the show. The show, like I said, the show will be hot. I can tell them by that one. Yeah, but maybe go ahead and read your article, please.
Yeah, thank you. So now you are talking. I don't know how come Barcelona. Let me just chip in quickly on the entire Barcelona stuff. I don't know how come Barcelona is that team of charity. In fact, the girl of Ronaldinho on that level, at least Ronaldinho performed for them. The same thing with Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi performed. Now the 18-year-old boy, they won't kill the people's son. So Barcelona, they have bad players. They have to spend money. That's the only way that Barcelona will be that Barcelona that we know before. But the free team Barcelona left, it will not help anymore. Barcelona left too much of free team, and you buy Steve. You have to spend money. You got too much free play.
But we not get the thing about it. We not getting money. We not let free team, but we not getting money.
And then where all the money going?
Yeah, but if we're not getting money, the other big clubs that got either sponsors, let's say for example the Chelsea that you support, you all had a Russian guy, and when you had a Russian guy, you guys were able to buy good players, solidify the team or whatever it is. So if you not get people that pumping in the money, what you expect to do? We're not going to see. So it's a sticky issue. But the chairman is a Barcelona fan, and let me tell you something. I don't have who I support. I support Barcelona. The same way in politics or whatever, if I choose to support somebody, I will say it loud. In fact, I'm not even able to say the kind of man I'm not able to. So, as a Barcelona fan,
myself, my dear, but I don't know.
But let's share the show, folks. Any social issue. You see the problem, you want to politics. The social issue then can be right in front of all. Let me tell you something, Melbourne. Let me just be honest. Let me tell you, Liberian people, I will talk politics. I will limit myself in talking politics. I will discuss social issues.
You're getting interested in to talk about social issues now. Wow.
I will discuss social issues that impact our community and other places. I will make the conversation this stand in a way where it will be balanced. Let me tell you, because we talk politics. The thing that got me to the point where I say I'm not going to make my conversation with solely political anymore is because, my man, we give information. People don't act on the information that we get. So, what a purpose? Normally, when we give information, people should be able to act on the information that you get. But in Liberia, you get information, they jump from one platform to another. They carry the blood pressure up, the anxiety up, passing it around, only for gossip, on funny. I don't got time for that thing, bro. Let me just be honest. I don't have time for that thing.
And Steve, you just nailed it. And that's the quality of our day, my brother. Oh, sorry, Monk. Let me put more battle. You have an eye. And that's the quality of the day, Steve. You just nailed it because even the simple.
Yes, you the assistant chairman, you removing that because men dropping.
No, I thought you already. I'm sorry. So, and that's the quality of the day. That's why you see some of us. It's just that we just forced to talk about some of the issue. But for me, I believe in the human story. I believe in bettering the livelihood of our people. I believe in some of the things because, mind you, some of the common things that we always living by and say, yeah, let's leave it. Then leave it. What get us today to where we are today. For example, even if they just people be somebody will build church and they say, I'm the overseer, I'm the one who everything. They say, yeah, let's leave it. We need that one. We cancel. We leave it. We didn't leave it until today. We reach to that level. So my brother, myself,
little crop there. Don't check for them little crop there because even the chair where they can go to say Nana will ready to talk about the Bible again will get very in the I can tell you the truth. When we're ready to get into the Bible right now. Even the resurrection, before we're going more, even the resurrection of Jesus that I can be talking about, you know that there are different accounts from Matthew, Mark, Luke. They just talking funny thing, no hey, no take. One resurrection get 4 different stories, and as always sit down and listen to funny thing. One resurrection. Who can't show with noise? Your friend can't show with noise. We discussing serious issues. How long will you do? It can't show with noise. Anyway, Mom, what's up, bro?
Well, I'm doing great. Another day. Today is Thursday. The show is going to be hot. A lot of stuff. I think Chairman Yato himself will be here because he requested he come on the show. I extended the link.
Yeah, so please send the link. Please send the link more if you have
already. And I think Steve is right on the soccer issue. I think it was a conspiracy against the Spanish team.
Okay.
The Spanish team have dominated European football for a long time, and I believe it was a conspiracy. There was a reason we brought VAR into the game because there was a human error in the game. The referee cannot cover 100 meters of space and be efficient. So as the 2 linesmen we brought video assistant referee. But we are getting to find out the partiality still work in football, and they can override, even with the technology present, they can go and review and still decide. The penalty against Real Madrid yesterday against Camavinga was not even called for, but that was for that entire game with Bayern Munich, because I keep telling folks, I say Real Madrid is always the favorite to win any competition. One Barcelona is not in that competition. It doesn't matter who they play against. Bayern Munich is a better team, but Madrid win and they did what they could do from the early stage of the game. And they were, at a certain point, they were in control until that red card came and changed the whole dynamic of the game. The same thing happened with Barcelona. We even have a penalty against Danny Olmo that wasn't given. Then he doubled down on it by giving them another red card. And you cannot be playing against a competitive team, one man shot for more than 45, in some cases 50 to 60 minutes. It becomes absolutely impossible, because you have to go and readjust the entire game plan. And when you readjust your plan, then it means you're not in it for winning it. You just want to survive. That's the kind of a state he put back in. And at the end of the day, but I'm going to give thanks to that 18-year-old kid. I've seen a lot of great players. I started going to video club at the age of 13 to watch European soccer.
See, I do want to make you assistant chairman, because you been the green about been for a long time too.
I used to come from school. I won't go back home. I will stay on the street until I watch soccer game before. That's why in Labrador, I decided going to evening school after the April 6th, because you go evening school, I know if I go back where my old people will not let me to come back on Bourgeois Island. So, but once I'm in school, if I go home late, that's a whole different thing. So after school, the Champions League starts between 5 to 6 o'clock local time by the time in Liberia. So by the time they ring our bell, you're in St. Mary's or wherever, you can just cross the street, go to a Plaza Cinema or somewhere to go and watch the game. So I followed the game. I've seen a lot of great players in my life. I saw Crespo, I saw the Ramon, I saw the Batistuta of the world, the Raul Costa, the Zidane, the De Piero. I have never seen an 18-year-old play football in such a manner. Never in my lifetime. I know some 18-year-olds that were good. I can say Marco Owen was good. I can say Wayne Rooney. Some of them came as young as 16. But Lamine Yamal is so mature, you would think that he's in his mid-20s, because that's when you hit your peak in soccer. But for an 18-year-old, I think Barcelona is over-relying on Lamine Yamal. And the teams have figured it out that we can double and triple team him, and nobody will be able to punish, or most especially in the absence of Rafinha. That's what happened to Barcelona. When Rafinha is not on that team, they look like a ship without a captain. No matter who can be in that play, Lamine Yamal will always do his thing. But when you get Rafinha, then it balances the team. But in the absence of Rafinha, every team adapted the same strategy. Put enough men on Lamine Yamal, and nobody else will be able to punish us. Now, exactly what happened. We couldn't get goal from Rashford, nothing from Danny Olmo. Lewandowski is already old, even though he used to be a great striker, but age are caught up with him. So that's why we became a victim today. I just hope they can invest some money and get some strikers and some defenders, because I think that where Barcelona weakness is in the defense. If they can do that, then we'll be okay. I'll stop there.
We're going, Masale, before I make a statement on that whole Lamine Yamal thing. Masale, what's up?
Good afternoon, Chairman. Good afternoon, Mong. Good afternoon, Mayborn, and good afternoon to our listening audience. We are glad to be here again today, Sktv. Welcome, Chairman.
Yeah, we're on a team.
Chairman, you are talking. I'm a Madrid fan for Real Madrid.
Oh, okay. I see why you quiet it out.
Yeah.
We can homo you. That's good. That's good. We can homo you. Very, very good. But on another note, that what Mom saying is true. My only concern, my only recommendation to the team, to Barcelona, would be to change Yamal's position. And the reason I'm saying is because, football, that timing, that positioning, and so forth. They need to bring Lamine Yamal in the center. The same role Messi played, that false number 9, so that he has the ability to roam around. Because it seems like they're noticing him too much on his side or being on the wing. So they're able to calculate his play and delay him. Yeah, he will make some move, but you will see that when they send 2-3 men on him, before he get past them, the other one is finished recovering. And that's exactly how most defense that have held Barcelona this season, because I've been following the games and analyzing everything, have been able to win Barcelona. And most of the time, you will see before he shoots, he got to come from on our right side of the corner, because he's not right in the middle, and drift in the middle. So to get him freedom and space, you need to bring in the center where he will have room to move and wiggle around. So that, that's what I want to say about that. So hopefully they can go in that direction. But I agree with you also that they need to take the pressure off him before they bring him out. He's still young. You don't want to put too much A huge responsibility on him at this level. It's not strategic. It will not serve the team in the long term, and it will become a serious problem, to be very honest. It will. So, we definitely need to, look into it.
You can put a Messi expectation on an 18-year-old. The one thing I don't understand about the backup people, even though Messi, in my view, I would say he's the all-time great, but Messi was not that good at the age of 18. We started seeing Messi around 2005 at the time he was like 22, 23. So cannot be 18. You put that kind of a burden on him. That gets too much for an 18.
It's a problem by itself. On the other social issue situation, before we go to the politics, because I know that one Melbourne running for looking at it. Melbourne, what another social issue in the country that that we're looking at? What the nearest social issue in the country?
Well, I think apart from the lady who said that she was kidnapped, I think that was one of the social, because it's both social and life stuff, because of sometimes some of the allegations, some of the misinformation about some of us men. So I think Ami, name is Ami Dean. Feeling 26 years. She said that she was kidnapped on the 2nd of this month, and after I think 4 days, she was filmed, and she have a live of a podcast, and she said that she was kidnapped, and later on she was released because of one lady, and because she was not too well, all kinds of stories. And later on, police called for investigation. After that, she came up and apologize. So my taking that entire thing had to do with some of the pain, frustration, some of the untold stories that sometimes men go through. What do you sense from that point, Mark, Aliu, and that of Steve? Because it's touching. That entire story, the entire society look at it to be truth, but at the end of the day, because of the pressure, she had to confess. So do we also have similar situation of such that men or people are also going through? That's my take on social activity about life and so forth.
Well, I don't know. I don't know much about her story. I think she's trying to mimic what we see. We live in the internet generation and the social media. We live in the world of augmented reality. We are following the algorithm rather than doing things that human beings are supposed to do. So people will do anything and everything just to get their attention. I think she's trying to copy from the playbook of this famous Nigerian blogger and social media influencer they call Blessing CEO that went and scraped her head bald, lying that she got cancer because she knows she got a huge following, and lied that she got cancer, and people were donating, sending money from all over the world, and she raised an astronomical sum of money. So I don't know. Like I said, I saw the video, but I didn't go in depth. I don't know what the motive behind it, but I think she tried to copy from that Blessing CEO playbook. But the only thing I don't know whether she did it for monetary purposes, but it almost similar story. But like I said, I don't know the motive behind her own action, but it looks similar to something that happened in Nigeria a couple of days ago, a few days ago. That's all I can say on that matter.
Yeah, Ali, what say you?
While you're talking about, I didn't watch it, I didn't see it, so I can't say much about it.
Okay, well, I agree with Mong. Just to add up on what Mong said, that's why I don't take people who make allegations on people on the internet seriously. Because first of all, some of these people, they're either bored, some of them are seeking attention. Let me tell you something, Melbourne. That's why when I leave this Facebook or when I leave the show, you don't see me doing too much. I ain't got time for supporter, fan, looking for the one. I ain't got time for it. The reason for that is this is the internet. This is not reality in most cases. Most of the people you see, they're not real. They're seeking attention. They're looking for, relevance. Some of them not happy with themselves. Some of them, when they turn this camera off, they're very miserable. They're sad. And so the lady's story, 26 years old, is not a kid. She's a grown lady. The lady's story, I would encourage the Liberian government to make sure she is punished. Because first of all, she sent a wrong message about this government. That in itself could create panic within the public. That's a problem by itself. Second of all, we shouldn't, like you were saying earlier, we shouldn't, let's just forget it. go apologize. We should not be settling for that in this situation. She knowingly lied, created panic and confusion. That is a problem, Milbon. That's something that you forgive when you knowingly lie, create panic or whatever it is in the Republic, saying that gunmen took her and whatever. I listened to her, and she look. When these people ready to lie in our country, they get so much straight face, and you would take them at face value. The fact that you were able to sit in front of the camera and concoct such a lie with break, and this is not mutual exclusive to her. Many of our people lie. Just like, for example, you get the other one who used to be sucking up to Stanton, that was sent to Poland by CDC-led government, passing around lying. Or no men who are just on social media here could barely call your hair. Now he think he not rich. They're passing around lying and talking about a funny thing. And they claim this is propaganda. This is a problem by itself. We have a nation that is full of lies and tricks. And these lies are not only restricted to what they get said. Family members do it to us who are in the diaspora. We work for our high-end money, we send it to them to help us build properties and do other things. They take it and eat and they lie to us. Some of them, people not sick. Their children not sick, their family member not sick. They lie, say the person sick, the other person sick. You must send them money. Every day. I don't understand what kind of country we got. Like you think you got to lie to people and you think when you lie to people, you are smart. So, look, when we have an inherent problem. We have a president that was an inherent liar. Unfortunately, it's sad. The president is a liar by nature. Can you imagine? 26 years old woman is lying. 80 years old plus men lying. So where's the distinction now? So this is across the board. This is a problem we have as a nation. That we are a lying group of people. We can't joke around with these things. Look, the truth are the truth. The same way we're talking about lies here today. They seen Unity Party people there. They seen lie in politics. They seen lie in church. They carry it in the mosque. The medicine men can even lie to them. They lie to medicine men too. The prayer mother then lie to them. They lie to the prayer mother. Imagine one prayer mother telling you say she fasting. So you send all your tax return money to her, but the prayer mother cooking for her own boyfriend. Where are we going? Where are we going? How can we move forward? It's like we're just in a beautiful nonsense and a mess. Everybody lies.
We are all in a great movie. We are in the Matrix now, that the new world order.
No, it's disheartening. When you think the older people should set the standard, the older people come and lie. When you want to hold an accountable, say the person, oh, well, older people should not be lying. Then the younger people too come and lie. So at the end of the day, what kind of thing? We don't have our own reality. We don't have the facts. And these are serious problems. We cannot joke with these things. This is very, very serious. I've had sisters and friends who have told me, oh, I sent my money to that prayer mother, and the prayer mother said she was taking 30 days for me. I tell you straight up, don't send your money to no prayer mother. Prayer mother then look for money to support boyfriend and a small boy there. Prayer mother not worry about all that teenager scared. Don't waste your time. You don't call us people with God. You don't have any problem with God. You can pray for yourself. What ain't going on? Some of you send money to daddy there and mother there and pastor there to pray for you. Start wasting your time. In fact, if you really feel about you want somebody to pray for you, send it to me. I'll pray for you. Why are you saying that to the people that are wasting your time? They're probably hustling. They won't collect their money. They want you to be able to collect their money to fill in their house or to buy their land. So, Melbourne, it's sad, it's disheartening, it's confusing, it's perplexing, it's troubling to have us as a people. We can only be identified by lies. This in itself is a problem. And I know there was a song that they used to sing. I don't know if some of you remember because you're much younger. It's a problem from problem to problem.
From problem to problem. That's a whole
song. And this is where we are. But anyway, let's welcome Mr. Dishu. Mr. Dishu, how are you?
Well, yeah. Hi, Steve and Melbourne, Mount Alio, and the listening public. Yeah, I was listening to you, Steve, when you started off by saying that there's no need of you talking much or us talking much about the people because they themselves have not realized that they are trapped.
Yep.
They have not realized that they are prisoners in their own country. From now on, I will not be talking about Liberia from and anger. We'll be talking from a content point that Liberia had lost its identity,
Yep.
and silence is the enemy. When we talk about silence is the enemy, we have been invoked, others have been invoked to come on air and at least try to express their opinion about why Liberia is down. And silence is the enemy. We were funded with liberty, but today we live in contradiction. We have lost our identity and our discipline and our respect. We once commanded among nations, all the African countries around us, we had command over them. They used to come to our country for wealth, life, and everything. But that did not happen by accident. It happened because we tolerated failure, excused corruption, and mistook loyalty for individual for loyalty to the state. I believe that our Constitution carry authority, citizenship carry responsibility. People were judged by their character and their upbringing, their schools, and the value they defended, not by how loudly they praised politicians or how close they stood to power. That Liberia is not gone because of war. It is gone because the bad leadership met with good people who stay quiet. So we have to speak plainly about this. Public office in Liberia have been hijacked and turned into private property. Leaders loot first, explain later, and campaign again with stolen money. This is the narrative of our culture right now. Laws are enforced against the weak and ignore the powerful. Institutions are intentionally kept weak because strong institutions threaten corrupt men. And we, the citizens, have played our part by clapping our teeth, defending incompetency in the name of tribe or party, and reducing democracy to election day excitement, followed by 4 years of silence. I will leave for now.
Thank you, Mr. Dishiu. I wanted to ask you a question as we kickstart the conversation for today. I know you might have been alive during this time, whether you were young or not, but you will know this. Mr. Dishiu, you and I have never shared a platform before. I don't think we've communicated. I don't think we've communicated on. I don't recall if we have. But the reason I wanted to ask you this question is because maybe you didn't. Because I want the public to know that this was not playing. So the question to you is, do you remember during Talbot or Totman time where either one of them in the same house, the same legislature, the same government and executive, and the same judicial branch of government, do you remember at any time where that was before the coup, where they thought they were so smart that they wanted to get rid of opposition and silence them, so they started pushing for either opposition leaders or strong critics in the House of Representatives or other places to resign publicly or to be expelled or to be fired? Do you recall any of that?
Steve, that had never happened in Liberia. Okay. What I would say to you and the public, listening public, is that we have a turnaround of our society that has caused a serious cultural problem. The society got damaged and it has been drained to culturally that everybody has been a victim and is a victim at this moment. I remember during the back days, a house of Representatives, the respect that was given to the people, and the respect and accountability within their own setting. Because we didn't hear no yo-yo over none of those people that were coming up. We didn't hear yo-yo about them. That's why they were respected. Contrary to that, you see our representatives and leaders right now. I cannot buffer my head over their actions. During our time, nobody gave no senator or representative $45,000 to go buy no car.
Okay.
Nobody did that.
Okay.
Your salary you work for, you buy your own car.
Thank you.
I never heard about nobody during our days from Tubman, Tobo, all the way up that anybody bought a car for any senator or representative. That is daylight robbery.
Thank you.
The problem we're having right now in the country is that we're having legal robbery that being justified by swaying the Constitution or swaying the organic law that is supposed to take whatever case that is at that point.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Melbourne, I know you're back. Welcome back. I know you have I know you want to read Article 2 of the Constitution, Melbourne, before you started the show. Do you have time to please read it?
Well, yes. Let me see quickly. I'm trying to get it because the tile system got disturbed or something. But again, let me see quickly. It's still loading. I want to go there. Yes. So let's read Article 2. Then we'll go to Article 34 of the Constitution.
More, if you got it, you can read it. I beg you, Chief.
Thank you. More if you have it, because my sister still try to.
Yeah, let me just read Article 2. Article 2 says the Constitution is the supreme and fundamental law of the land. Its provisions shall have bounding force and effect on all authorities present throughout the Republic. Any law, treaty, statutes, decrees, custom, and regulations found to be inconsistent with it shall be the extent of the inconsistency be voided and no legal effect. The Supreme Court, pursuant to a power of judicial review, is empowered to declare any inconsistent law unconstitutional. Then Article 34. Let me see here. Let me scroll down the list. Article 34 is very short. It said the legislature shall have the power to create or new counties and other subdivisions and readjust existing county boundaries, to provide for the security of the Republic, to provide for the common defense, to declare war and the authorization of executive, to conclude peace, to raise and support the armed forces of Liberian Republic, and to make appropriation thereof, provided no appropriation of money for the use shall be for a longer term than 1 year, and to make rules. Section D say to levy taxes. It just gave you the entire. I don't think we read the whole article.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mom.
The legislature.
I have a question for you guys, and I have a question for all of you. And the reason I want to bring the question, I want to please make it simple as much as we can in our responses. Please, as much as you can, break it down to the simplest form. Let's say the legislature, the House of Representatives have a rule. They do. They have rules. The House of Representatives, as part of their own rule, you can't hold them accountable for anything they say there while they're there. So if, let's say, one of the lawmakers wake up and insulted one of the other lawmakers' man, you can't expel him for it.
Yeah.
You can't go after him for it because it's protected.
Yeah.
The Constitution now talks openly about, some will talk about Article 2, we establish the basis that only the Constitution is a supreme law. That means when you make any other law outside the Constitution, does not work. Whether you do your normal thing or non-normal thing, it's not important. But here's something I want to zoom in on before we come to my question. If there is any issue of treason the Constitution is clear about who's supposed to deal with the treasonous issue. Monk, throughout your time living on earth, have you ever heard anywhere where legislature sit down to expel another legislature for treasonous issue? The legislature can handle that?
No. And that's the conundrum with the Yeke Koluba situation. The lawmakers, they can make their own rules, but even in the process of making their own rules, it has to be in conformity with the Constitution. It does not mean that the Constitution governs every little rule that is happening, but a state cannot contradict the Constitution. Yeah, the thing with Yeke situation, there is two parts of it, because I know they want to use that same fanatic strategy to say, oh, there's a political matter, but no, you can. The Article 34 gave them the right to punish one of their own. But then it based on the extent. That's why I say when you want to understand that broken, look at the American Constitution, right? They are, I think, up to 15 lawmakers have been expelled in U.S. in history because it's a rare thing that barely happened. You can get expelled for disorderly conduct, severe misconduct, or criminal activities within the House, right? That's when you can get expelled.
No, but yeah, you can get expelled though. In Labrador, you can get expelled for disorderly conduct because according to their own rules. No, they have the right to punish their members and they can expel their members. But in the case of Yeke, because the whole case is predicated on undermining national security, which make it constitutional. Because when you look at the horse, just exercising their own rule, we'll talk about this. Disorderly conduct, misbehavior, or criminal activity. But when you talk about national security implications, you're talking about higher crime, felony. You are talking about sedition and treason. Because you are undermining the state. This is where the Supreme Court will get involved. Because the crime against Yeke is he was trying to risk national security, the public safety, and the stability of the state. So it's not just some kind of a regular rule that he broke in the hall. You're talking about constitutional matter because you're talking about the highest level of crime that a lawmaker who you claim, for every time I read the charges against Yeke, it sounds like they are talking to Joseph Boaga. And I believe the further they go after Yeke, the more they will implicate the president because the only sense I can make of it. When you talk about Yeke undermine his own oath, the only president in Labrador that took an oath that raised a right hand to protect the country from domestic and external threat is the president of the Republic of Liberia. But let me stop there because I know there will be a two-part series of the particular question you are asking when it comes to lawmaker and the police RG. But let me get it to let's send the same question to Masare, what say you before we go to Mr. Dishu?
This question here, you see, the whole Yeke Koluba case, like I said, people behave in Liberia as if to say they have been misplaced to the position they serve in, they don't know what they are doing, to even sit there and see a police IG renting a horse, complaining another lawmaker on his statement attritional issue, and they sit there and allow it to even accept it. It shows that the police IG, he just proved that he don't even say no his job. And those legislatures, they are proving to us that they don't even say no why they are over there for. They don't know their own constitution, their own rules to sit there for a police IG to even read them such a communication. Like yesterday in the case, they read the trash from Sumo Moluba, and then the same police IG who no communication to them, they read the same thing. So I don't really know what's happening to those guys. This is the result of electing hungry people who don't even know what they're supposed to do, and then you just give power to them.
Thank you.
And if Yeke Koluba's statement is traditional, I think the justice minister should be the one writing Mr. Koluba for such thing. If you want to be the legislature to be doing such a job now, when it comes to investigating such a matter, it shows that you people have been misplaced in our house. You're supposed to be there. I hope you're supposed to be dissolved. Thank you.
So thank you. Let me ask Mr. Dishu the question in another way. Mr. Dishu, the same question goes to you, but let me ask you in the other way because you and Melbourne will take the other part of it. Let me ask you the question in another way so you and Melbourne will take it. The police RG is part of the National Security Council. He's a member. The big man for the national security of the country is the Chief Justice. Why do you think Gregory Cuomo took the complaint to the House of Representatives as opposed to taking it to his boss? If quote unquote, there was any kind of treasonous thing. If there were any kind of treasonous thing, why? What's going on here?
Well, Steve, this is a conspiracy that have failed. This is a conspiracy that have failed. They started off with Yeke. They send Costa in the forest to get him some money, open his way. You have small authority there. And they try to silence all of those that they know that will have some kind of effect against them for the future, which is 2029. There's a pure conspiracy. Now, this is where the failure started off and the backlash started to come out. The report that they put out on Yeager was supposed to have been the IG, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the lawyers of Yeager received the report, the IG thing was stated there, along with that representative Sumo, his own. So they had 2 to 8.
Right.
When Yeager and his lawyer went, they know that they could not present a treason case there because real lawyers are there. They will tell you that this is not house matter. This is a case that's supposed to go to the courts. So they were ashamed and they had to ask the IG to leave that particular investigation at that moment. That's a technical error right there.
Hold on, Mr. Dishu.
Yeah.
The IG was a complaint. He was a
complainant. He was a complainant.
Right.
But you can notice that
when you ask him to leave, hold on now. When you ask him to leave, don't you think there's no case there anymore? Because one of the complainants already left.
That's why I said the conspiracy got broken right there, because that is when the public got to know that this is a set in.
Okay.
Now, what happened was that if the police IG had presented his side of the story and Yeager lawyers were sitting down there, they would have embarrassed the House rule by telling them, look, this case, let's throw it out immediately and send it to the courts.
Right.
But what happened was that they were so embarrassed that in the closing of the investigation, you realize that Jean Collet will keep emphasizing on who made the report. So they wanted now the representative report to stand and the IG report should go out. So they will have a balance. If any a technical issue had come out, they will have gone to the court, so they will be on the better side.
Thank you.
That's why they wanted only the representative on the complaint against Yeager.
Thank you. So thank you so much. We're coming to something here because this is important. We want to make it simple for our people to understand. All the other extra things are not important until we can get to the bottom and understand this thing. Now, let me ask you this question. So as we stand now, it seems more like we're understanding on Representative Collet's report or allegation. Is that correct?
Is that Small Moluba?
Small Moluba, Representative Small Moluba. Yes. The one that don't even know the Constitution.
We understand on a complaint now, right? And we understand on a complaint?
Yes.
Okay. Exactly. If we are understanding on Representative Small Moluba complaint, why is it that the House of Representatives is not following this quote-unquote treasonous case to the executive or the national security to investigate it? Why are they investigating this? Is this, because that question coming back to Mark as well, is this the role of the House of Representatives? Can the House of Representatives take any action constitutionally based on this allegation?
Well, Steve, thank you. These are all brilliant questions, and people will say, "Oh yes, the executive have no stake. The executive have nothing to do with this." But where Gabriel Como come from? Good question. now you have Gabriel Como who representing the executive there. instead of him going to the Chief Justice with his complaint or to even inform the Chief Justice about this so that the Chief Justice will be able to maybe to take the matter to court. They went straight to the House of Representatives so that Yeke Koruba or so that his colleagues can be able to expel him or maybe to take him from the House of Representatives. So from all indication, man, there, but it just speaks for them that there are a lot of procedural errors. They've been doing a lot of mistakes and they're still making these simple mistakes. So to our people out there, let me just make it clear to all of you. Nobody here supporting Yeke Koruba and nobody here against Yeke Koruba. We all were talking about the Constitution. The thing that guiding us here today is the Constitution. Article 34. Talk about the lawmakers. You go there and make their own decisions, make their little small rules and small things that will guide them. But it doesn't mean that their laws or the thing that they will do in our house is above the Constitution. No. And this matter is Constitution matter. Because, Monk, or in fact, before I tell what to you, after expelling Yeke Koruba from the house, the next thing is Yeke Koruba had to go to court. The man had to go to court. And when the man go to court, who's going to get the man to court?
Thank you, Melbourne. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me ask Monk this question. You know, we're asking this question because questions are more important than answers. Monk, let me ask you this question. Do you think the executive is using the House of Representatives to do the dirty work? Second part of this question also, do you believe that if the opposition allows this to happen, the next person to expel will be Musa Hassan Belete? Do you believe that? And I want you to keep the part of the clip. Those of you who can keep the different posts, you'll keep it. I call Representative Musa Hassan Belete name from the CNC. What do you think?
Well, that's a great question. You know, the African American got a scripture. They say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. When you get a strategy that keep working, why you want to change strategy if you keep getting the result? They did it before. I told you that anytime a decision is made in Liberia in the arena of the government, they do it on two assumptions. That there are too many stupid people in the country that won't know exactly what's happening. And even the few that will know exactly what's happening, they don't have the numbers to overturn the public sentiment or opinion. Well, Yeke is giving you a very good case. I know his lawyers, they will milk this thing. I want to get into the Supreme Court because when it gets to the Supreme Court, then it means three persons will be implicated. The president of Liberia, the police IG, and the lawmaker. And here is the logic to it. The reason I'm saying, the lawmakers can carry on internal investigation within the House. And when it comes to the issue of accountability, they are now a court to prosecute people, right? The most they can do is to make a criminal referral to the Justice Department.
Right.
Now, when the lawmakers send it to the Justice Department, if there is a constitutional aspect of it, then the Supreme Court will come in. So lawmakers cannot get referred cases to Supreme Court. Matter of fact, they must refer cases to the Justice Department. But in this case, it was done in reverse because it's a political job.
Right.
The police IG, who is part of the national security team, he was the one that made recommendation. It never happened before in human history. I have never seen anywhere in human history wherein a man that worked directly in the executive, the law enforcement arm of government, making recommendation to the first branch of government to come after an individual, one of their colleagues. So, here's the thing. The reason they think that they can catch Yeke Koruba because they believe that the Constitution says they can make their own laws and punish their member. But what they fail to realize is we are talking about national security issues. So it's not limited to the House. It's limited to national security also, which make it constitutional. And here is the problem. Like I said, when they were doing their so-called preliminary investigation, they never require oral testimony from the police IG. Just imagine the man who make the referral in reverse. They never got any opinion from him or oral argument from this man in their own house investigation. They are relying only on the complaint of the Sumo Moluba man. But here is the thing. If Yeke Koruba will put national security at risk, it means we will need a testimony from the police IG because it means he knows about the intelligence. He knows what Joseph Boaga did in Guinea. So he will tell us exactly what Joseph Boaga did. Or if he cannot, then Small Moluba is the one that committed a crime because he's accusing Yeke of something he had no idea about. The last time I checked, Small Moluba is not on the national security team. So how can he determine that Yeke put the country national security at risk when he don't know exactly why it's happening at national security level? So the man who knows the national security, we are not using his testimony for oral argument, and the man who knows nothing about national security is the one that bringing complaint against a lawmaker. So either Small Moluba or the police IG will force Joseph Boaga to tell us exactly the outcome of the meeting in Ghana. That's why I'm praying to get to the Supreme Court, because then the president himself will be exposed.
Quickly, Melbourne, please take over. I know about to go to the break. Please take over, folks. I will join you guys when we get to the break. I got to do something really quick. Thank you, Melbourne. Thank you, folks.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. So, it's the Justice Minister who is the head of the Joint Security Team. Those of you who are asking and so forth, Alfonso, yes, is the Justice Minister that we're referring to here. Yeah, so more, yeah, go ahead, Mark. Beautiful, because it's not easy. Most of our people, especially from every part of Liberia, you know, everybody claims to be educated, but sometimes we get things twisted and we get things on the wrong side. But I mean, yeah, from Mr. Dishu. Mr. Dishu, the Constitution gave Article 2 talk about the Supreme Court, and the entire issues is almost like court business, because you have to take Melbourne to court, and if Melbourne found guilty, Melbourne should be punished. Maybe we'll have that punishment if there are 5 years that will be in prison or something. But how come the lawmaker, they want to get a friend out? So they don't want to get him out? Is that all they want? Or maybe there'll be another thing after getting out?
Yeah, like I said, and I will always say, it's a planned conspiracy. You know, the people have a pattern. And like what Mom said, if you have something working, why should you change it? It's a pattern that they're going by. They have tested it. A big mouth man like Prophet Key in 6 months inside. Oh yeah, we can check Yeke out. And Steve made something notable, you know. Who's next? Who's next? These people have a pattern, and if they keep on winning within the court setting, that means to say we're going to have serious problems down the line, because it will be precedents that are going to be taking over the cases. If they say that we put Prophet Key in jail because so and so, that precedent, they will put it on Yeke. Yeke precedent, they will put it on the next person. Once it has been accepted by the courts and stuff like that, so we're having a serious problem. This is a failed state. All the institutions are damaged. And we're trying to put it together. And we have no a sense of having that vision to see how we can remodel this whole mess that we're into. We're into a big mess. The House rules, they were supposed to have fixed it in a way that they were going to handle Yeke without having the constitutional part put in it. But that word treason messed them up. And they're trying to justify it. That is what confused the other lawyers around. How can you justify something that is not in your domain? That thing is for the court. So you talk about treason, it cannot be handled by the House rules. If that treason, Yeke should be in jail right now while we're going under investigation. Indeed. The men are in jail. You sit down in a group of you conspire over a particular way of how you're going to handle a particular person, and you come up and you have failed in your public eye, and you're still trying to justify it. That is insane.
We have to go for the news break. When we come back after our break, we will delve more into that, because we also want to know as to where are we when it comes to the border issue, as to what are the Guineans, they stay on the border or not. We will delve into most of these things, and by 7:30 we'll activate the line to hear from our people. Thank you, Mark. Let's go for this break, and we'll come back by 7:15. We'll go more into our discussion this evening.
Oh, okay, so we're taking a break, right? And be back, right?
Yeah, but you want to hold on? You want to hold on with the team?
No, I think we'll get to the 15 minutes. You can play that video or whatsoever and keep us busy until we come back for after the break.
Wherever you may find yourself when you listen listen to this podcast. I'm Alexander B. Cummings, or some people call me ABC, a business person, a politician, and I'm the political leader of the Alternative National Congress. Today, I want to use this medium, and going forward, I will start to do a series of podcasts to speak to issues that our country faces, and to use this medium to challenge our thinking, to offer alternatives and solutions, because I keep saying, quoting Albert Einstein, that we cannot keep doing the same things over and over and expect different results. And today, I want to speak about and talk about our whole concession regime, or in other words, how do we get value from our natural resources? Are we getting fair value? Is the Liberian people, are we getting the value we need so we can develop our country, so we can pay our civil servants, our police officers, our military people, our healthcare workers? Are we getting the resources we need, the money we need from our natural resources to do that? What is topical right now, what's happening, and we're all talking about, is the issue around B Mountain. As you all know, B Mountain has a concession agreement to take gold from Kitmount primarily. And if you look at historical numbers, I think 2023, the levy suggested that there was 1.2 million kilograms of gold extracted and exported from Liberia at a value of around $650–700 million. Did the Liberian people get a fair share of that almost $700 million that left our country in terms of our natural resources? Let me also say that this issue is not about B Mountain. This issue is about the whole concession regime, that the whole way we go about putting value and getting value from our natural resources. So it could be ArcelorMittal, it could be, Alexander Cummings company, it could be any company. If we don't revisit this concession process, we will get the same results. The current model was established during President Charles Taylor's regime. And let's keep in mind then that the circumstances were different. The environment was different. Liberia was just coming out of a war. It was a high-risk environment. And so the terms offered then were more advantageous to potential investors because they were taking a lot of risk coming into a volatile environment, if you will. But then the basic same terms, slightly modified, was approved for B Mountain in 2013 under the then Unity Party government, and then subsequently renewed and extended under the CDC government in 2023. So again, same what I call ruling class, same group of people doing the same things over and over and over, and of course, we will not get any different results. We will continue to undervalue our resources, and our people will continue to suffer. A real life example, my fellow Liberians, I was in Wiswa. I think it was in 2022 or 2023. And Wiswa used to be the diamond capital of Liberia. Today, the diamond is mostly finished, and there's no real good schools, no real good hospital, no running water, no electricity. You can hardly get cell phone signal. This is a real example of what happens when you keep doing the same thing over and over. People continue to suffer, the minerals finish, and our people's lives remain the same. They don't change. And so we have to think about doing these things differently. There are other models for how we can get value for our natural resources. One is what they call production sharing. So rather than a royalty regime or profit sharing regime, we do the arithmetic, we do the math, we understand the economics of our natural resource, and we ask the company mining our natural resources to give us a certain percentage of whatever they extract. And we take that gold, iron ore, diamond, whatever it is, and we sell it on the open market. Get the money and we use it to develop our country. Production sharing is easier, it's simpler. Another model we can look at is to set up a natural resource company. And we, Liberians, as shareholders, as owners of that company, we go to the market, we raise the capital, we hire the expertise, and we develop and we mine our own resources. There are examples of all of this around the world. In Saudi Arabia, for example, there's a company called Aramco. It is owned by the citizens of Saudi Arabia. It's one of the most valuable oil companies in the world. They own it, they extract the oil, and they sell it to the open market. So again, there are different models we should look at, but the old concession model, we have to change. We have to do things differently, my people. We cannot keep doing the same thing and expect different results. The people that are perpetuating this old model, they actually benefit from the model the way it is. They have contracts with these companies. They get bribes, they take money under the table, and in the meantime, we, Liberians, we continue to suffer. So the point is, we gotta do things differently. We gotta revisit our operating models. We gotta question the Ministry of Mines and Energy. Do they have the right operating model? Are we using technology, right, to monitor what leads our country? Do we understand the full value chain of our natural resources? I often say from the time any company in Liberia, from the time they put the shovel in the ground to take the gold or the iron ore or the diamond, to the time they pay their shareholders, we need to understand that entire value. We need to be experts in iron ore, experts in gold, experts in diamonds. Any natural resource we have, we need to understand it, because that's how we can negotiate and get fair value. These companies have to make money as well. They have to get a return, but they should not get an exorbitant amount of return. So that understanding is something we need to demand of ourselves. If we need to buy the expertise, let's go and buy the expertise, so that again, we're getting fair value for our natural resources. My fellow Liberians, this is my area. I understand economics. I understand financial systems. I understand how investors think. I understand what to look for. I understand the kind of environment you gotta create. Whether it's for Liberians or for foreign investors, the point is, it has to be a win-win. It cannot be they win and our people continue to suffer. No schools, no electricity, no healthcare. This is not acceptable in 2026, the oldest republic in Africa. We cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We have to challenge everything. We have to question everything. The old concession model has not worked. It doesn't work. It is broken. This is not about changing existing agreements. We will enforce the current agreements to make sure these companies are living up to their commitments. But all new agreements is what we have to change. Again, out of production sharing, or we set up a national resource company, whatever that model is, but we have to get more value from our natural resources. And with that increased value, increased money, that's what that means. We can take this money and we can build schools, we can build hospitals, we can educate our young people, we can support Liberian businesses, entrepreneurships, we can create jobs, we can provide loans and credit facilities to our business people, to our market women. These are the kind of changes we can make if we challenge how we've done things in the past, and if we take a different mindset. So let me conclude by saying we can do better. Liberia deserves better. We cannot keep doing the same things over and over and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting people with the same talents and experience who benefit from the system the way it is and expect that things will change. So my fellow Liberians, thank you for this opportunity. As I said, we will have many more of these conversations. I will use this medium to engage differently, to ask questions, to challenge the powers that be, to challenge the ruling class, because today they have state power. They have the responsibility to look after the Liberian people, and we have a right to challenge them to do better on behalf of the Liberian people. So thank you, God bless you, and God bless Liberia. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may find yourself when you listen to this podcast. I'm Alexander B. Cummings, or some people call me ABC, a business person, a philanthropist, and over the last 10 years, a politician. And I'm the political leader of the Alternative National Congress. Today, I want to use this medium, and going forward, I will start to do a series of podcasts to speak to issues that our country faces, and to use this medium to challenge our thinking, to offer alternatives and solutions, because I keep saying, quoting Albert Einstein, that we cannot keep doing the same things over and over and expect different results. And today, I want to speak about and talk about our whole concession regime, or in other words, how do we get value from our natural resources? Are we getting fair value? Is the Liberian people, are we getting the value we need so we can develop our country, so we can pay our civil servants, our police officers, our military people, our healthcare workers? Are we getting the resources we need, the money we need from our natural resources to do that? What is topical right now, what's happening, and we're all talking about, is the issue around B Mountain. As you all know, B Mountain has a concession agreement to take gold from Kitmon, primarily. And if you look at historical numbers, I think 2023, the levy suggested that there was 1.2 million kilograms of gold extracted and exported from Liberia at a value of around $650–700 million. Did the Liberian people get a fair share of that almost $700 million that left our country in terms of our natural resources? Let me also say that this issue is not about B Mountain. This issue is about the whole concession regime, that the whole way we go about putting value and getting value from our natural resources. So it could be ArcelorMittal, it could be, Alexander Cummings Company, it could be any company. If we don't revisit this concession process, we will get the same results. The current model was established during President Charles Taylor's regime. And let's keep in mind then that the circumstances were different. The environment was different. Liberia was just coming out of a war. It was a high-risk environment. And so the terms offered then were more advantageous to potential investors because they were taking a lot of risk coming into a volatile environment, if you will. But then the basic same terms, slightly modified, was approved for B Mountain in 2013 under the then Unity Party government, and then subsequently renewed and extended under the CDC government in 2023. So again, same what I call ruling class, same group of people doing the same things over and over and over, and of course, we will not get any different results. We will continue to undervalue our resources, and our people will continue to suffer. A real life example, my fellow Liberians, I was in Wiswa. I think it was in 2022 or 2023. And Wiswa used to be the diamond capital of Liberia. Today, the diamond is mostly finished, and there's no.
Well, that's it. No area, good school, nothing, no hospital, but the people are taking all of the resources. And in fact, they are no longer using shovel or actually call or the in fact the kind of old school way of money where we used to, yeah, where back, yeah, more back then we used to use the shovel, digger, and so forth with the kind of way of money. But nowadays, the people they are now using excavator. They are using these machines into all of the forest, the villages, the butchers. You go there now, people are, let me say, the show just talking about one of our, actually call our 12 talking brother now, and everybody money. Nobody want to be poor anymore, so everybody got to get rich by the way of money. But anyway, money will buy.
Tomorrow we plan that video and the protest, the student protest, and the whole issue of job, because it seems like our political leaders they are beyond time in relationship to Sktv. That's why we talk about this issue. So there was nothing new Mr. Cummings said that we haven't said on Sktv, but tomorrow we delve deep into it and we just blend the pieces together so our folks out there can understand, because he said a lot of things. And maybe we might even simplify what he said for the Irish person out there to understand, because I know he loved quoting Einstein, and we have quoted Einstein forever, doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. That's the case of Liberia, but job is everything. So tomorrow we'll take the day and make it the number one topic. Maybe we'll add something else to it. But I mean, we've been saying these things. They are nothing new. Our people need to get it. That's what I keep saying. The people that are in the media, on the talk shows and the radio, they don't talk about the most issue. Everybody wants views. Everybody wants followers. But the question is, if you're not talking about the most important issue, then the country become a victim. Then why is the essence of us being online? I don't want to talk about leak letter. I don't want to talk about sex video. I'm not here to talk about which minister leak which document or bank account record. No, I'm talking about jobs, the economy, healthcare, natural resources, schools, running water. These are the most important things that people should be conscientized about, and how you make decisions politically. So, Mr. Cummings, thanks for the little video, but I think you led to the show. Maybe you need to do it more often, because we've been in the business for long. We've been saying these things for the longest. But tomorrow, like I said, we'll delve into it. So let me stop there.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you, Mark. Even though you, in fact, the president of Liberia is back. And
yeah, we're another statement. We're not making new land to another one.
This president who are responding to, I like this. Quick to respond. By the way, let's play quickly. The president is back home. My own deacon, my President Bouaka is back home.
There is this controversial discussion of the expulsion of certain lawmakers. There are some citizens who believe that this never happened in previous administration, therefore it should not happen on your watch, given your experience in government.
There are a lot of things that never happened that will happen as long as we leave things to happen. I'm not in the legislature.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President.
There is this controversial discussion of the expulsion of certain lawmakers. There are some citizens who believe that this never happened in previous administration, therefore it should not happen on your watch, given your experience in government.
There are a lot of things that never happened that will happen as long as we leave things to happen.
As long as we live, things will happen. Well, there are issues more. There are a lot of things that never happened before and will happen. And everything is just about actually because some people can say first of a kind, this is the first time though. So it will happen. But again, more we're back, man.
No, I want for Mr. Dishi and Ali to interpret that statement, because I got my own interpretation. I like the one-liner, and the president is very good at giving one-liner statement. And so let Mr. Dishi, the old hand, he can read more into it, and also let me give him a chance to interpret that statement.
What was his statement, Mom?
Well, Mr. Dishi, let me just play it.
Yeah, listen to him.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President.
There is this controversial discussion of the expulsion of certain lawmakers. There are some citizens who believe that this never happened in previous administration, therefore it should not happen on your watch, given your experience in government.
There are a lot of things that never happened that will happen as long as we leave things to happen.
Wonderful. Mr. Did you get it clear?
Well, I couldn't get it clear, but in essence, I think I will listen to what Monk would say, and I will try to get it clear because from my
So there was a question I will place to him, or in fact I will put up to him that in fact as to what's his take when it comes to the issue of Honorable Yeke Koloba being expelled because this kind of a situation having happened or never happened during the previous government. And his response was there are a lot of things that will happen and that never happened. So I don't know what you mean by that.
you can tell that you can tell the leadership style. You can tell that the responsibility behind the leadership because I put into the chat room that the Supreme Court of Liberia has intervened in the escalating standoff between the legislature and Messerado County District Number 10. So it had been brought halt. So what we're discussing earlier, it looked like the president got in today because I think this thing just got in from one of the news media stating that they have put a total halt to the case and because it's controversial probe to the Saloba border crisis. So just what we was saying, the mistake that the House made, it has spread out that the ordinary citizen could see the leak and the conspiracy within it. To break it out, they had to put it to a complete halt because that particular case is not for the House. When you talk about treason, it has to be for the courts. So whatever they were trying to do, it had been turned back to them. So they will have to answer these different questions that we are all concerned about. Thank you.
Well, Mark, but Aliu, any of you want to go with
the problem here? The problem the president finished telling you that there are a lot of things that never happen, and this thing will happen in as much as we are living. Yes, we expect things can happen when we live in every day. We experience different things, but now they are telling you directly about Yeke Koloba. These are things we didn't see during the previous administration for people to just be removing a sitting lawmaker. And he's one of the person that supporting this. The House of Representatives is now like a stooge to the executive. They are now using the House of Representatives to carry on all of their dirty works. And President Bwaka know what is happening. He called those people back for special session. He talked about security matters. And Yeke Koloba issue is part of the security matters. And he want him to be removed. And what you expect him to say? So he's into this. Look, Mayborn, I listen to one music from one little boy say, not every old people with gray hair you should get respect to. And I just see that like our country, Liberia. Our country is very old, 178, this coming July, 79 years old, 179. And no country can see Liberia as an example to follow. What is such a disgrace? As old as we are, no country will say, oh, those people fought war, but look at the economy today. Look at the infrastructure. When you go to that country, we are nothing. But we can look at countries like Sierra Leone, Africa. When you go there today, Liberians are flying to Ghana for vacation and things. As old as we are, and today we get one of the oldest leaders who served his entire life in government. And nothing he shows for all those years that he worked, and today he is a city president. Nothing he can show to the Liberian people what he learned over the 42 years he spent in government. And I see people talking, oh, the city, you're so highly removed for Natikofa. Is this a precedent that we are going to set all the time? Is there something for us to be doing in our country as an oldest country in West Africa for other countries to be seen, or the oldest country that does not have even one respect for their own constitution and their rule of law? What are we teaching the other country to learn from us? So we are just old and we don't deserve no respect. Now every old people with gray hair you give respect to. Liberia is #1 country in Africa. This is so sad. Les Eve said, And for us to just come here every day, we talk about Liberia, we discuss important things, what is happening in our country, and those people that we saying this thing to, these are just a bunch of conscienceless people that don't have no conscience, heartless people, wanted to even sit and say, no, we have to change to make this country a better place. They have no conscience. See how our people are living. The removal of Fonatico, for you people that are in the comment section writing all of these things, the money that was spent by the executive, you know what I could do for that country today? Why people don't even say how bad when you go to the hospitals? Children are still putting their slippers on the floor to sit in classes. You know what that money could do? Look at your health sector, look at your educational sector, look at your security sector. Today, if you want to remove Yeke Koluba, even a United Party lawmaker will not sign with how you paying him. Millions of dollars will be used. Is this a good example we are setting? Oh, because they did the city and remove Kufa, they will do the city and remove Yeke. What example are we showing? The oldest country in West Africa, we cannot be example.
But I think this statement, is it the second time? Because how are you talking about Fonanti Kofa? And I can still recall, still be corrected, but during the situation, or better say the wahala between Fonanti Kofa and his colleagues, I think similar question that was placed also to the president, and he said these are all legislative things that, you know, this thing common and it can happen. And at the end of the day,
yeah.
Okay.
But today, I'm telling you again, in as much as we live in, things will continue to happen. You see, and this mayor talk about wasteful spending. The previous administration was uselessly and wastefully spending the Liberian people resources. Today, what is he doing? He has no regard for our resources. He used it any way he feel like because he above the law. You people say Yeke Koluba, or he took oath to protect our constitution, to defend it. Why about your president? That when he put a hand up today, he doesn't have one respect for the constitution, the rule of law that brought him to power today. The executive that is supposed to keep him in check to say, Mr. President is supposed to do that. They have become a puppet to the executive, the legislature. They have become a puppet or stooge that the executive using all the time. And opposition will say that Yeke will be removed. 2029, I'm sorry for y'all. Thank you.
Yeah, Mark, go ahead. We're listening to you.
I mean, thanks for the responses from Mr. Dishu and Ali, but unfortunately, you guys never did our audience a favor because the question Maybon asked. I mean, you're expanding on the question, but you didn't go to the nitty-gritty of the question. Why Joseph Boga is telling you exactly what he responded to when it came to the land dispute, because what the president just said is almost like he implicated himself on live camera. He think he distancing his office from the chaos. But he literally telling us that we should expect more to come from administration because the intent from that journalist asking him, this is unprecedented and we've seen it happening on your watch. But then listen to his response. For as long as we live, things will be happening. So get ready for more unprecedented event to happen on my watch. That's what he meant to say. So look, maybe that country is an interesting country. And people talk about this man's wisdom. Like I keep saying, I have never seen anywhere in the world where Joseph Boaga have shown me that he's someone of wisdom. Listen to his responses. Every time there is a national crisis, this man will not react. He will not respond. He will not keep you up to date. He will not fill the nation in with information. And when you call him, he will give you some random one-line answer that does not even add up to the national discourse. That's exactly what he just did again on camera. He's telling you, for as long as we are living, there will be unprecedented things that will happen. So he literally saying, they're just the tip of the iceberg, that I will do it more often. Because you are telling me, of all the recent presidents you have seen, a lot of unprecedented things happen on my watch, but keep waiting and you will keep getting more. So there's more to come. That's what the president responds. I guess a short way to interpret the response coming from the president. Get ready for the worst. More unprecedented things coming your way. So just get ready for more because you signed up for it.
And
I agree with you 100%, Mom.
Even add up to that, Mom, with the situation of the land issue. Yes, I'm going to do that, Mom. Don't worry yourself. I'm going to
I just got to understand exactly because I couldn't hear well, but after Mom Monk spoke, I felt it. It's not only something, it's something that you will feel, you know. Because how would the president come and make such a statement, you know? I'm confused. Play again.
And yes, but before I play that, Mr. Dishu, you know, this kind of a short statement coming from our president always, sometimes people see some of these statements, in fact, like for example, even Honorable Yeke Kodoba also used one of his statements that God not creating a new land. So every time the president just come out in the public or maybe to the media, he just says something that will not even be encouraging for me. I don't even get it. I don't know how come, but again, maybe people say the wisdom, maybe there's a wisdom is moving with speed. But let me play this statement again for the second time, maybe the third time, those of you who are listening. Yes, indeed, our president back home after his visitation in Ethiopia.
Mr. President.
There is this controversial discussion of the expulsion of a certain lawmaker, There are some citizens who believe that this never happened previous administration, therefore it should not happen on your watch, given your experience in government.
There are a lot of things that never happened that will happen as long as we leave things to happen. I'm now in the legislature.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President.
There is this
Wow.
discussion of the expulsion of a certain lawmaker, There are some citizens who believe that this never happened previous administration, therefore it should not happen on your watch, given your experience in government.
There are a lot of things that never happened that will happen as long as we leave things to happen. I'm now in the legislature.
Thank you, Mr.
All right, so there are a lot of things that will happen that never happened. So that means for us, let's just forget about. I don't know what gonna change because things will continue to happen. The month said. Let me just copy from Monk, and you know, Monk is frustrating that people will wake up early in the morning to go to the pool to make up their decisions, to vote these people in, bring up the leadership, only for the leadership to be sounding anyhow they want to sound, especially when there's a situation that will cause chaos. And our leaders, they don't care. Maybe someone will say most of them, they have their duplex. They have all of their homes outside of Liberia. So they don't care for the matchup boxes that they are building around here. Sometimes they don't even care about these places. Some of the places that they are building, so they don't get time. Anything happen, strange thing happen. There are a lot of things that are going to happen, like the president just said. But Mr. Tishu, maybe you want to add up more another brother Adi before going to the line?
No, let's go to the line. I think.
Let me just follow up 1 minute. I want to give Mr. Dishi the chance. Mebon, you know, I love this president and leadership. You know, one of the things in leadership is communication. Because leaders, only one president can see your vision. You have to say your vision to other people. And you have, in order to sell your vision, you have to be an excellent communicator. You got to communicate for the little men to understand. I'm not talking, you don't have to give fancy speeches, but you have to reassure the public because they are looking up to you for leadership. In this case of this president, look, we saw it before the campaign before Chodabaga became president. So there is nothing screech. We told you about this, May, and you signed up for that. Maybe which responsible leader in the world will give you such a response? That the thing that we see happening on your watch, they are unprecedented. But he believed that because he's not in the house, so he's exonerated. But what he literally saying is, they're just the beginning of breath pain. You can expect more unprecedented thing to happen during this administration. Technically, he's saying, I'm part of it. I'm the chief orchestrator behind the removal of Yeke. And maybe after Yeke, there will be more lawmakers going up to political leader because Steve asked, maybe chairmanability might be one of those. So Joda Baga is telling you unprecedented things will happen because for how long he must live, we can expect the worst to happen. So brace yourself for the worst because it will only keep getting worse along the way. Maybe this time it won't be another lawmaker, it will be another political leader. So get ready for 2029. That's what Joseph Parker is literally saying.
And that is just it there when the guy named Amara Kone, when he just took over, he told Liberia people to manage that expectation. And today, this is what we are seeing. When Gafua told people, oh, you all need to go and pray. And this is what we are seeing. So what the president is saying that just it there, we should expect to see more of this happening. Okay, under his watch, just know that there are things that you will be like, why is this happening? Is there any constitutional backing to this? There will be a lot of unprecedented things happening under his watch. So that's just it. So that's Liberia for us. And this is what Steve was talking. We sit there, we talk about Liberia whole day. And you know, sometimes we just do it to be on the record. Like, send this money I left my hot mom, maybe you and myself were chatting. I say, well, just coming home, let me take or something. I tell them in nap. Why I'm supposed to be resting myself? We'll discuss all of these things. And those people, they were listening to it and they say, oh, those people, they don't have work to do over there. You see, this is so sad for our country.
Yeah, Monk, I have a question for us to answer. What kind of legacy that you think the president wants to leave? Or do you think that he wants to leave a legacy? Because at his age and his experience in government, they have not shown us anything yet. And lastly, at his late age, he's president. What legacy? In the 3 years, we have not seen anything yet, but there's still more contradiction being added to question his ability to lead and govern Liberia. What legacy you think he's fighting for, or is he fighting for any?
But Mr. Dishu, I think we thought that after the colors, we would just blend it in with our closing statement because the president yet to be exactly the legacy he's trying to establish. So I don't think we want to go in details for now. Maybe after the colors, then we'll circle around that.
I think you're right, Mark, because they never really made everything clear that strange thing will happen. So I think after the colors, well, let's go to the line to interact with you. Our callers, the lines already start blinking. Let me go to this first caller. Good evening.
Good evening, neighbor, and good evening to your fellow panelists. I'm representing the civil rights movement called Concession for Justice. My name is Common Chairman at the River Sokola District 4.
Okay.
All I believe, very where you are. Nearly, if you've been doubting before you've been guessing about leadership, about the future of Liberia on rescue mission, the president has just let it cut out of the bed. If you feel that people have been so much in Liberia, the president is here, look, that game tournament happening, it just begun. If you see that your children have been raping the past and nothing happening, if you are feeling lawlessness, suffering, if you're feeling of bad governance, look, the president just told us that nothing is happening. He said it's just a signature of why he's getting a basket of release. So as of now, the only way we can be safe our Liberians to save ourselves is to take a seat because the house of representatives is not for us, the Senate is not for us. We only got a script. So we get a few more of people going to be plugging in. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Strange thing will be happening. No wonder why they were beating students back to back. To David King. David, good evening.
Good evening, my brother Milborn, and let me say good afternoon to the guys in the diaspora. Yeah, this is the national co-chair for Operation the Concession Liberian for Justice. You know, Milborn, we are in a big trouble. This is not a democratic time in our country any longer. We are under dictatorship led by Mr. Boakai, and this is why he continues to prove on a daily basis. We will not get anything good from this man. If Liberia will not rise to the occasion, it is when I say what disobedient, we get Boakai out of power. Look, if we sit there and continue to talk about
that's not the right way to go, my young man.
It's an imagination. It's an imagination. Because for the look of things, the way I am looking at this government making Liberia to turn to a failed state. This country, honestly, George Weah, they tried their best. But for the time Joseph Waga took over the leadership of our country right now, and on the committee of vision, we got nothing. Joseph Waga just want to go get his DSA defeated.
All right. Thank you. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening to you, Brother Milborn.
Yes, my brother, go ahead.
And to your panelists, you know, Brother Milborn is laughable to hear experienced men that we claim to be answering journalists on critical national issues like this. But however, there's a bad precedent that will go in history is what the law was trying to set. Today, people laughing with it today. I call on a show today. All that are laughing today, the habit of it, but we can cover to be a girl.
And then what happened during the war time, my brother, when other people heard about rebel, they were happy they won't see rebel. So, you know, I don't even know what kind of country is this.
Now, today, if it happened to Yaka today, if you succeed in this and you be happy to get at your government, but mind you, even if you spend 25 years in government, time will come, your time will pass. Another party will take over. When that party take over and start expelling all of your lawmakers in the hall, it becomes issue. So we are saying it is wrong. They are in error to do it. Is to hold the project now and think about doing something else. We got major issue that accepting the masses. I think it should be better. We should have or discussing about sending money to PB hospital and improving the educational system in this country. In a study they get covered that will cost up millions of dollars, and we got issues to spend money on. We sitting down with discussing about a study that will not even help in the project.
Thank you so much. All of the investors, they are all laughing. They say, yes, let's get rich for the few times. So let's call up. Good evening. Yes, my brother, go ahead. Thank you, my dear brother, to this call. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening to your panelists. My name is Emmanuel Chanel 210 Street in the Renachibane Brewery. This day our president become cursed to us, really Liberian people. Every day on our for the 2 years, President Walker is just going backward. He explained that he has always working government. All he explained so negative experience. He comes to the labor, damage. He comes to the then the mind damage. He comes to the legislature damage, the children damage. Everything. The constitution our president or the first staff meeting. So
strange thing will happen, my young man. B. Martin will be getting rich. What we get? Strange thing will happen. I don't know why you get issue with the president's statement. So let's call up. Good evening.
My name is Hussein. I'm Hussein Keo. I call from around Africa.
Yeah, Hussein, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, good evening to the panelists. I have a question quickly for any of the panelists and who will be the callers. So I listened to all of the analysis, where especially with the hard. So here's my question. If Liberia is now better, no good governance, then how does we or women in the Security Council non-permanent seat? Secondly, how do we pass the compass, right, the Medina compass?
Hello, today's caller. We're discussing something. You go to another thing. Don't be disturbing us. Hello, Arada Islamia, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Maybe. This is Arada Islamia, a proud member of CLG, Concession Librarian for Justice. Maybe I have serious problem with the manner in which the people treat their lawyers. Maybe lawyers in this country, I think there are people for a particular institution or the bar association. They are all licensed and documented people. They have legal document to operate. You just get legal document to say go and hire your legal counsel. The legal counsel, the mayor, brought them in the steps of the legal counsel. You tell them that they will not talk. I don't know what the bar association is saying. That's a complete mockery to the bar association members. You don't do that to the people. You overlook the bar association. Those are elected people. And you get the document letter. You say go and come with your legal counsel. The mayor brought them. Then you overlook the people. You disgrace the people. Good. It is natural for the bar association to start to get serious problem with the lawmaker in this country. That's what kind of attitude you can stop in this country. It's unfair to the bar association.
Well, thank you, my brother. There also is here. There is somewhere. Maybe you're hearing this. Today's caller. Good evening.
Thank you. This is Edmond Carr, member of the Concession Librarian for Justice.
You know, what I like I say is disgrace, humiliation, disaster, destruction. That what he lead. And you know, when the four men always come up with this kind of statement, the effect come on the country. Remember when he said, "We're not creating new land." What did we say? Happening is what we're in today. Guinea has crossed our border. See our land. The now is a sacrificial land for that. So the whole intention now is diverted from getting our land back from the Guinean, but Yeke is been focused on. Let me say kudos to the team or lawyer that Yeke was able to hire to represent him because of the fortune taking flight to the Supreme Court, and they are called them for conference. After the conference, the hearing will take place. And here we are. Take a look. Let me say this to Mansali. Whatsoever you guys are doing, nobody here will say that you guys are not doing well. You guys are making serious impact on this country with your finances, with your representation on this show, educating the Liberian people. If you guys, diaspora Liberia will never go to exist. There's going to be no government in Liberia can say this to you. So your effort is never going in vain. Although the challenges will be there, the discouragement will come, but we encourage you guys to keep hope alive. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear brother. To this caller, quickly, good evening.
I'm Isa Kamal, joining from Mosovalo.
Go ahead, Isa.
You see the president as serious person.
Yeah, and what we let the man, my man. The man is very serious. That's what we let the man.
It's a normal. Like what the president said. This statement here, the same statement I made at them, that the same statement here. This statement, they get so many implications. People just look at it one way. We're not making new land. And you understand now, it's saying, because the statement saying that we more watch out for more unprecedented things that will happen. Now, Senate overgone. If beyond you get me, I know it's of block. They will not get that number. Same money or beyond Senate, they will not get falling down. They have what you get. They will not get that number. But the disappointing part is the current legislator is almost like an extended branch of the executive. That's what we see. The legislature, they got in over there, most of them are zero. You can pay almost 60% on that lawmaker, 60% on that work. Like they don't zero. Those people then they get the extended branch of the executive. Because everything that the executive want over there, even the one you get proceeding, for your communication with the executive branch, what to do, what to not do. But then to get lawyer the way they get the case to the Supreme Court and what the Supreme Court, they will not even get that number. Even lead them for now to next year, they can't get falling down. The people they very much zero. The only thing we got to say, thank you very much for educating the Liberian people. Your job you're doing is very good for our public.
All right, thank you, my dear brother. Maybe some of you who also on the WhatsApp, you can call in. Louis, try calling. Louis, call back so we can get your side of the story. Then we'll move back to our panelists, and they give little time so that they can respond to most of you who are will be callers. It's so for back to back. Yeah, then we're going for the day. I come back on Friday by the grace of God. So I'm waiting for Louis. But anyway, Charles Cooper, Charlie, long time though. What's up?
Good evening, neighbor.
Yeah, Charles Cooper, thank you for joining us. Good evening. Go ahead.
Never at time we don't want to speak about, Liberia is our country. We can't give up this country. Martin Luther King said we begin to die the day we remain silent about things that matter. That's why it's more. We're always speaking about our country is not listening, especially our leaders.
Teachers are protesting. On today, I saw the MCSS teachers again. I don't know whether for the third time or the fourth time now protesting back to back.
It has now become business as usual. Maybe I don't want to go to that because the teachers are seriously cheated in this country. So let's go to that.
No, I just thought you with that, but go ahead.
Yeah, maybe we are in the private sector. We bear affected by that too. So now 2-3 months we don't take pay. Maybe it's like Liberia just writing all royal, my brother. But let's go to the Yankees Colbert issue. Maybe you were just here when the COFAS issue occurred. Some of us did not go to law school, but we were here teaching our own representative Magotomo Law 101. These guys, they have sinister motive. When they are doing things, they want to add that they are foreign legality to fool those people who don't understand. But they are only doing it politically. You wrote a person, you told him go and bring a lawyer to represent you. Then the man carrying a lawyer, he said there's a courtroom. Every now courtroom, right? They not tell you to bring a political advisor. So it's a political room. Every there's a political room, very man tell you to come with a political advisor, but don't tell the man bring a lawyer. They make a lawyer, he said I cancel this, that legal. You see, the man, when people have motive, sinister motive, you see how they get sound. So I don't know when they feel with this thing, they can sit down and listen to themselves and ask the kind of school they went to. You call a major brain lawyer, the brain lawyer, he said, why not that not bring the lawyer advisor and say it's a political role? But make more. You know, there's a kind of country we found or something. People think I'm somehow bagging yet. I'm not bagging yet because of addiction. I don't like you because of addiction. I do like it because of whatever stand up, whatever issue, but not because of addiction. Because I'm not trained to insult. You don't know me to be someone in the room, maybe.
No.
Say I have all show you don't hear me insulting is my orientation. But you see, when this thing happening in labor, people think that because they're not supporting our political side, they put political over legality. You see, now I'm telling you that I want me to reverse of constitution. Saying they are saying that they are not honor the constitution, they are going gospel. But when they happen,
they can go there. All right, thank you. The Supreme Court or the Constitution of Liberia, you can, all of us, even you can get a small law and your small rules, you can get any kind of thing. At the end of the day, you are not above the law. So let me take Louis now closer on the course segment here this evening. Louis Pony, my brother, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd like to say a pleasant good evening or afternoon to where your families are. I want to say thank you to Mom, the elderly man, and Masale, the rest of the crew. They are doing very well. I just like to say to you that Yeke will go. It's unfortunate, but Yeke will go. Not only you, if you are a student of history, the legislature is intransigent. That's one of the words I borrowed from former President Taylor. Very much intransigent, very difficult and complicated. The 49 signature I went today, Yeka will get that day. In fact, as a matter of fact, the Supreme Court didn't stop them. I mean, they didn't tell them, say they're not right. They said we should come for conference. So they want to hear from the other side. Yet the guys have been on Yeka going. They will go back and forth. They will do the right thing here and there. At the end of the day,
But Louis, quickly, saying maybe Mong will not be able to be asking you. We just read Article 2, another Article 34. Even Article 34 that also empower our legislature to have their own rules and so forth. And also Article 2 said that there are no any other laws that are above the Constitution. So I think that there were now the Supreme Court.
Referencing all of the laws. You see, the horse is more political. You are right. No law should come in contravention with the common law constitution. Absolutely perfect for you and Monk. But yeah, it's a problem. The constitution empowers them. For example, I've been trying to you get small mobile letter down there?
Not really.
Have you seen small mobile complaint? You need to see it. More you research as well. And then you talk about tracing. What they did smartly is that they did something very smart and they went to the court next week. What they did is that they said their rules gave them right to penalize their own member for going wrong.
Yes.
So what they did is that they said Yeke Koluba brought their ballot into this dispute. There's an ongoing conflict and confusion. He didn't show any survey. He didn't bring any land deed. He brought their horse into public dispute, and they took off before the other men take office. They mentioned off to them to protect the Constitution and the law of Liberia.
All right.
And you can betray Liberia.
All right, thank you, Brother Louis. We gotta go. No time. We have about 6 more minutes. Mark, I think we can use you closing now because of the time. So, Mr. Dishu, Brother Ali, we can just close it.
Go first.
Sorry, though, on tomorrow, but God bless you. Louis, the platform is also here, but go ahead. All of you, go ahead.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. I think Mr. Dishu is gone already. Ali, you can go ahead.
Yeah, the problem here, thanks to all the callers, like the last caller just said, Yeke we go. Just have for Natikofa when this is how Yeke we go, no matter what the Supreme Court do, whether they call for conference, whether they pull hot to this, Yeke will go. What did the Supreme Court don't do? They did everything, but for Natikofa win. So these are the unprecedented things that you should expect to see under the leadership of Joseph Yuma Boakai. You think Joseph Boakai, those people will go for a break and he called them by pay them millions of dollars just for free, and then Yeke shouldn't be expelled? This whole thing about calling them by, they talk about security issue, they talking about printing money. What are they saying about the printing of the money? And a Yeke issue they own. This is the main thing for Yeke to be expelled. This is what the president wants. And the House of Representatives, they are puppet to the executive. The executive can use them anyhow to do what they want to do. So Yeke is going. But this goes to the opposition. Whether they are going to take these people out of power 2029 comes on the election. Because if we can see this thing happening and nothing happening, the opposition, they sit quietly like some kind of spineless people, they should just forget about removing the Unity Party because they will do everything to remain in power. Thank you.
Well, I mean, Louis brought an important point. We don't have that much time because we are on our way out. But Louis, what you are actually saying is, under Joseph Boakai government, you are literally saying we don't have a constitution that they can do anything, because the complaint came from the IG, which is part of the national security team in terms of territorial integrity. Territorial integrity is not house matter, it's constitutional matter. And I think one of the writers from Council Tewan Gonglo, he made an example with Bernie Sanders that criticized the war in Iran. That will call it a territorial land dispute. Anybody can hold an opinion. It does not in any way, shape, or form undermine national security or poses a threat to our nation. That's why I make it constitutional. But what you're literally telling me is they have done it before and they will do it again. We don't have a republic. We have a dictatorship. We are now being ruled by a king. Technically, you are saying that we have one branch of government in Liberia, which is run by a king, that we don't have three equal branches of government. So send the data to Fanatikova. And Fanatikova is only almost like apples to oranges. It's not the same that Yeke. Fanatikova issue derived from the house. Yeke own is about national security issue and the land dispute that is happening, and we can't even get redress from the men who talk. So I find it funny when the lawmaker said that Yeke brought the house to deal with dispute because he never honor his oath to Liberia. The president that took an oath to Liberia is the president. So, like I said, every time they describe, because they are only trying to invent a crime. There is no crime like Yeke committed. That's why they keep, but they know that at the end of the day, they have the money, they have the backing of the president. The country is a non-serious entity. People won't even take to the street. So they are literally saying that in Liberia, under Joseph Boakai, there's the legacy of Joseph Boakai. That we now have a dictatorship. We no longer pride democracy in Liberia, because if the executive can get anything at will, then which means you have lost the country already. The Democratic Republic is gone. Don't call Liberia Democratic Republic. It's over.
Indeed, and more thanks to, in fact, to all of you for that. I think that's just a fact. We don't, for some of us, in not the kind of country that we're expecting that the issue of freedom of speech, because mind you too, though, everything that we are saying now, we have to be careful, because if they start to hunt down people in the form manner, then what's going to happen next? It will be the media. And you are quite correct, because it's not the kind of country we want. And I've been following a lot of United Party supporters. Some of them, they respectfully disagree with the kind of behavior of some of them saying, no, we were at the throat of the CDC yesterday. The previous government, we were holding them back to back on some of the things that they were doing that were not right. How come today people are talking now, we want to bring them down just because they are criticizing us, or just because maybe they are not talking for us? And that's bad. So more you just know everything, and the civil society group, everybody just quiet, and maybe people waiting for the former ruling party to stand up, because Liberia is a country where everybody will be wetting. I don't know whether we in poor competition or what we in, nobody know. But at the end of the day, all of the leaders we had there today, they will only be wetting. They're not able to talk. By the time other people come out and say, oh no, you're not qualified. But you will qualify, you're still sleeping. That's the kind of country that we live in today.
Maybe, here's the thing. The statement that Louis made, it just qualified the president's statement. That are more unprecedented things that will happen for the West. He's telling you, I did it before, I will do it, and I will do it in the future. So, like I said, You don't have a republic. You have a dictator posting like a democratic elected leader, but he operates like a dictator, and he's telling you in the open, this is what you can expect for the new Liberia. That's the legacy he's going to leave. But anyway, guys.
And that's the reason for which the moment the president took over, he decided to disrespect the constitution. Yes, you see, because these are things that he know he was going to do under his administration. There will be no respect for the constitution. There will be no respect for the rule of law and even code of conduct. He's not going to abide by this thing. So that was the first example. So we should expect to see more of this thing happening. You see, is this a Liberia we want? Under an 80 years old president who been in government for decades? No. But that's Liberia for us.
Yeah. And when they puppy, I know what.
Yes.
I know
Next time when they see somebody that get a 50-year experience, they will run away from them. Yes.
All right, man, folks. A good day. I mean, listening audience, we'll meet again. Hopefully tomorrow. Thank you.
The expulsion of certain people, there are some citizens who believe that this never happened previous administration, therefore it should not happen on your watch, given your experience in government.
There are a lot of things that never happened that will happen as long as we leave things well and now in the legislature.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President.
That's it. There is this controversial discussion of the expulsion of certain people, there are some citizens who believe that this never happened previous administration, therefore it should not happen on your watch, given your experience in government.
There are a lot of things that never happened that will happen as long as we leave things well and now in the legislature.
Thank you.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers are giving us here and the promise of them. The work with my life without fear.
A lyrical
Master.
Clear police who make on you. I can't ask you to be bring you. Say my journey, Tina get as say my jamo. And yes, I know money. The more I get you, and you love me. The more I get you,
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
Ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Salia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Salia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Nigeria na ya tumale, Sktv, ena Nigeria na, tosi wako maya tumale.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.